We were talking about Gurmat yesterday, Gurmani, and a lot of the questions that we normally have. I want to go over those ones here, a quick recap. ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੱਲ ਸਵਾਲ ਅਟੈਚ ਕੀਤੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਕਈਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਹਫਤਾ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਇਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲਣਾ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਪਾਂ we going to bring up the subjects of drugs and your questions. If you have any questions that you want to get answered, you can always write on a piece of paper and then hand it over to us, either the teachers or myself. ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਪ੍ਰਤੀ ਸਵਾਲ ਨੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਜਾਂ ਟੀਚਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੇ ਦੇਣਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਫਿਰ ਜਵਾਬ ਗੁਰਮਤ ਦੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ. So we're going to start this class. Some of the questions that we were tackling yesterday: who is Waheguru? Where does he live? Was God ever born? Or when was he born? And what is our relation to God? We answered some of those ones, but I just want to have a quick recap on these ones here. And why should we worship God? This is a question. Asi Paramatma di Akal Purkh di bhakti kyun karni hai? We were talking about kuch betiyan ne jawab dite si कि we need to pray to him. ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਨੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ? ਹਾਂਜੀ. Right. We have to thank him. But why do we need to thank him? Honey? If we did something bad, Jesse ko mara kita, then what? The next day he gave us a life again. How many of you got friends that will actually, if you yell at them and still come in the next morning and say, well, here, I'm going to give you a brand new game. Here's a gift. Here's a present. If you got friends like those ones, you need to change your friends. Because they don't deserve a friend like ours. Because if we still continue to yell and scream and they're still coming back to us, we need to change ourselves. And is God a man or a woman? A man? A woman? A both? Can't make up our mind. ਰੱਬ ਜੀ ਬੰਦੇ ਹੈ ਰੱਬ ਜੀ ਬੁੜੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਰੱਬ ਜੀ ਦੋਨੇ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਦੋਨੇ ਹੀ ਹੈ how do we know? All right, well who is Waheguru? Who should we ask? Who is God? Why don't you tell us? That's our basic definition. G-O-D, generator, operator, destroyer. ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਚਲਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਮਿਟਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ. The question was, who do we ask? ਕਿਹਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛੀਏ ਵੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਕੌਣ ਹੈ, ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਕੌਣ ਹੈ, ਰੱਬ ਕੌਣ ਹੈ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਕੌਣ ਹੈ, ਰਾਮ ਕੌਣ ਹੈ, ਅੱਲਾਹ ਕੌਣ ਹੈ? Who should we ask? Those are by the way, those are the names. How many of you got more than one name? Yeah. Mommy will call you beta, daddy will call you beti, and then your friends call you with a nickname. But maybe you got 2 or 3 names. How many names God has? I mean, ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਨਾਮ ਨੇ? That's all. Just one name? So our Muslim friends call him Allah. Does everybody call him Allah? We call him Waheguru. Gurmani calls him Ram. Gurmani calls him Hari. Damodar. Pratipalik. Dayalak. Bakshanma. Bakshind. Murari. Gobind. I could continue on. He has unlimited names. How do we decide a person's name? How do we know God's name? Who gave you the name? Who decided what name you were going to have? ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਨਾਂ ਕਿਹਨੇ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਸੀ? ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਮਮਾ ਡੈਡਾ ਨੇ? ਤੇ ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਵੀ ਮੰਮੀ ਡੈਡੀ ਨੇ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਸੀ? ਫਿਰ ਕਿਹਨੇ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਸੀ? ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਤੇ ਗॉड ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ? ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਕੋਈ ਕਲਾਸਿਸ? ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਨਾਂ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਸੀ? ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਗॉड ਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਹੈ। ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੰਮੀ ਡੈਡੀ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਸੀ, ਪਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਵੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਮੰਮੀ ਡੈਡੀ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਗੇ। ਸੋਹਣਾ ਆਨਸਰ ਹੈ। It's beautiful. The fact that you're actually talking. I like that. Honey. ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਨਾਮ ਦੱਸੇ ਨੇ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਦੇ, ਗॉड ਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਕਿਹਨੇ ਦੱਸੇ ਨੇ? And here's the person. Our Sadguru ne. And who is the Sadguru? Verse 6, we should know. Honey. Who else? Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And where is Guru Granth Sahib Ji today? Can you point it out? Honey. Right now, Guru Granth Sahib Ji in the form that we read, where is it? It's right there. Sade Sadguru Bete ne. This is our Sadguru, Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And anytime you have any questions in your mind, kade bhi zindagi de vich ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਈ ਸਵਾਲ ਨੇ, any time in your life you got a question, there is only one being, one power that has the answer. That's our Sadguru Sahib Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. ਸਿਰਫ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲੇ ਜਵਾਬ ਨੇ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ। Do we know how to talk to him? No? Honey? That's how we talk. We read Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, then we understand it, then we follow it. Gurbani ਪੜ੍ਹਨੀ ਹੈ, ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਵਿਚਾਰਨੀ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਧਾਰਨੀ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ। So what does a Guru tell us? And why do we need to ask our Sadguru, Sri Guru Granth Sahib? A lot of questions, because this is some of the basis for us to know God. Isn't that what we hear? Who doesn't want to meet God? And by the way, you don't have to be dead to meet God. You don't have to die. ਜਿਉਂਦਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਇੱਕ ਭੁਲੇਖਾ ਪਾਇਆ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਮਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮਿਲਦਾ। This is why we need to ask. ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਸੇ ਸਤਿਪੁਰਖ ਜਿਨ ਜਾਣਿਆ, ਸਤਿਪੁਰ ਤਿਸ ਕਾ ਨਾਮ। The one who really knows God, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਨੂੰ ਸਹੀ ਮਾਣਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣਦਾ ਹੈ, ਉਹਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਕੀ ਹੈ? Sadguru. ਤੇ Sadguru ਕੌਣ ਨੇ? Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Some of these concepts may be a little bit difficult, but we need to understand for a Sikh ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੇਵਲ ਤੇ ਕੇਵਲ Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. There's nothing else. And how many of us actually get up in the morning and read Gurbani? Raise your hands. Very good. I'm so proud of you, the ones who actually get up in the morning and read Gurbani. Now the next step is we should all read Gurbani. Then we should try to make an effort, because if your friends ask you what makes you a Sikh, what are you going to tell them? Ye thode classmates ne kaha tha tusi Sikh ho, how are you different from us? Or are we really different? Ani? Their language? Well, we speak English now and they speak English. Does that make us Christians? Or does that make them Sikhs? Is it based on language? Ani? Nobody's different? That's true. I need to switch it.
You're brave?
Well, there are people that are brave in other religions too. Bravery is not exclusive to Sikhism. Kalle Sikh hi bahadar nahi. They're warriors. Every single religion has their own warriors that they worship. Ani? Everyone is a Sikh. How can we say that? Do we agree with that? Everybody is born Sikh. When you're born, let's talk about what a Sikh is. We talked about this one yesterday. What makes you Sikh? Honey? Just being brave? I seen guys that take a bungee jump. How many of you know what a bungee jumping is? You tie your feet to a rope and you jump from the highest building and then you hang upside down. Can you all do that? How many of you want to go to bungee jumping? Not all of us. The other ones are scared. Does that mean they're not Sikhs anymore? Yeah, we're Sikhs. We talked about the qualities of a Sikh yesterday. A Sikh is, first of all, kind. Daya. He's got compassion. Dujya waste love that. Honey? You got your hand up. Honey? What else? A Sikh doesn't lie. Sikh jhooth nahi bolna. What else? He respects everybody. Honey?
He's kind.
He'll be kind. Ek pehla guna Sikh da. Honey? He doesn't lie. Jhooth nahi bolda Sikh. Ne kinne mauke sige Sikh itihas de vich oh jaan bacha sakde sige. Jhooth bol sakde sige par bolya nahi. They were killed. They took shahidi. This is the first word in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. What is the first letter? Ik. This is Om. This is, I'm going to skip through this one here a little bit faster so we can all understand why we need to understand this concept. Ik, Om, Ka. This is what tells us what God is. And the reason I want to only take about a day and a half here just to describe what God is, we need to understand why does Guruji tell us to do bhakti, to read Gurbani, to be good people, good human beings, and how do you meet them? Ik, one, Om. What does that mean? You can all read it. He's unique. Is there somebody like God there too? Are there two gods? Are there three? How many are there? How do we know that? Then we go point. What is the first number on the front? We must trust our Guruji. Guruji said there's only one God. Ikoi Abba. Ikoi God. Just like your mom will call you son or daughter, your friends will call you a friend, and your grandparents call you grandson or granddaughter. Your teacher will call you a student, you're still the same person. माँ बाप ने धी पुत कहना है, दादे दादी ने पोता पोती, नाने नानी ने दोता दोती, but you're still the same person. एक कोई जीव है जिन्हें किन्हें ना होने. It's just the way we see him. So remember these five qualities. There's only one. He's special. There's nobody like him. He's everywhere. He's there all the time. And he doesn't change. How many of you remember all the five qualities? Because this is critical. We need to understand this. Do you remember that? Without looking at the screen, can you tell me all five? Continues. Very good. Was God ever a child? Yeah? Yes or no? Who thinks God was a child once? That's okay to raise your hand. We don't know that. says he's never changed. The way he was before, when he created himself, he's still like that. You know, continue to be like this one here. If he was a child, does that mean he's going to get old? Because things that get old, they die. Is God ever going to die? जेड़ा छोटा होने बड़ा भी होना, बड़े होके बुजुर्ग भी होना, बुजुर्ग होके मौत भी होनी है। अकाल पुरख तां सदा तौर ते ही है। And how do we say this word? Try that, honey. Would you go? Ekamkar. This one. That's very good. Try honey. Ik Omkar. That's how we say it. Ik Omkar. That's the correct pronunciation. So we can separate the words, and this is how we say it. Ik Omkar. That little wiggle on the back means car. Not the car that you drive. It's not a Ferrari. It's not a BMW. It's a car. The one who's unique means there's nobody like him. And why do I call him him? Does that mean he's a man? I don't know if he's a boy. I never seen him walk around in suits and shorts. He's a boy and girl. Well, we have to talk about, we have to either call him a he or she, but Guruji said, just call him he. So that's why I refer to him as he. That he's the only man, all of us are just the ladies born. Believe it or not, that's what Guruji tells us. And you won't understand that when you grow older, you will understand that concept. ਇੱਕੋ ਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਥਾਵਾਂ ਤੇ ਹੈ, ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਹੈ, ਬਦਲਦਾ ਕਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਹੈ। I'm actually going to switch over to a different slide. This is some of the questions that you guys had one time. Last year we had some of these questions, and I wanted to go over these ones here because they came up during the year. इस साल भी ये सवाल बहुत आए थे क्योंकि बच्चियां दे ने कई बच्चियां दी इस वक्त है कि उन्हां दे मापे कंन भी बिन्नदे ने उन्हां बारे बच्चियां वालियां सवाल आए सी लोड़ है इन्हां दे आंसर करनी ताकि बच्चे बच्चियां नूं मां बाप नूं एक सांझी सिक्ख्या मिले। Can Amar Shak people wear rings? We'll look at another one that actually came. बच्चियां दा आया सी कि असी मापे कहंदे कंन बिन्नणे ने कि असी कंन बिन्न दीए कि बिन्नणे चाहिए ने। How many girls if you think that we should pierce our ears? That's okay, there's nothing embarrassment on this one. If you don't know, sometimes we end up doing things. But that's okay. If we don't know something is right or wrong, sometimes we end up doing it. But I have to answer these questions because those are the questions that came from you. But this is part of our culture that he told us. And this is the 6th code of conduct. Can you all read this one? Why do 6 birds shout? No answers? No guesses? It's one of the 5 Ks. Well, why is it one of the 5 Ks? Would you like to wear a shara too? Any? When you grow older? Questions came from young people. They have ਵੱਡਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਜਵਾਬ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਥੋੜਾ ਸਿੰਪਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਦੱਸਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਭਾਅ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਹੈ, ਸਿੱਖੀ ਪ੍ਰਤੀ ਉਤਸੁਕਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ 5 ਅੰਗੀਕਾਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਵੀ ਹੈ। Why do they always wear the white ones, not the black ones, not the blue ones, not the green ones, not the orange ones? What does the color white tell us? Anybody? White is the color of peace and purity. Something that's pure. What happens if somebody, like this one here, do we call it a clean or dirty? It's painted white. What do you think if I put a black stain on it? What do you think you're going to say? It's dirty. Or any other color I put it on white, you're going to say it's dirty. Chitta rang pavitrata di nishani hai sade vaste. And we need to be pure like Guruji. And we need to be pure in mind. And how do you make your mind pure? Again, it comes back to the quality of the Sikh. How does a person has a pure mind? Honey? By praying. You want to pray for what? Toys. We don't need to pray. We can ask our mommy and daddy to take us to Toys R Us or Walmart and we can buy the toys. And to make you a better person, how do you become a better person? Comes back to the same qualities again. Honey? Just make me, if you were to come and do your last today in front of Guruji, what would you ask? What would you want? Or a better question, what do you need? Honey? To see?
Food and water. Food and water.
Food and water. Uta mommy daddy ne grocery store ko le aune ne. There are things mom and dad can do for you that you need to do for yourself. They can go get you toys. Honey? Study. You can choose not to study. You can choose to study. Can I make you a better person? How do you become the idea was we're going to pray that please make me a better person. How do you become a better person? I'll ask God to Malik ji menu changa bana diyo. Let's quickly go over apa matha tekde hain, matha kyon tekde hain? What does that signify? Honey?
We show respect to God.
We show respect to a lot of people. We show respect to our teachers, yet we still talk in the class and teacher has to say, I'm going to give you a punishment or I'm going to give you detention. Same thing. We come in the Guru Darbar, we can do matha tek, yet we go in the back and sit there and we talk. Is that a sign of respect? I'm just going to put you tricky questions here. Matha tekan da sankalp kiya. Why do we do matha tek? We do that. Did all of you come in the Gurdwara today and matha tek yasi? Yes. Why did we do it? Honey? Honey? Say thank you. Did we have to do the matha tek to say thank you? ਆਪਾਂ ਸਮਝਣੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਮੱਥਾ ਕਿਉਂ ਟੇਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ? What do you do when you give your friend a present? You turn around, you take it with both hands, right? You don't say, hey, there's my present, right? Do you handle like this? When you show respect, you take it with both hands, and some of the people, how many of you actually seen in the Japanese culture when they want to show respect, what do they do? ते बाहर झोके फड़ा लेंदे ने। How many have you actually seen in Punjab, India, when younger people used to get up in the morning, they used to bow and touch their parents' feet? Why? To get their blessings. That's what we're seeking. ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਦਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਆਸ਼ੀਰਵਾਦ ਲੈਣਾ ਹੈ, blessing ਲੈਣਾ ਹੈ, but why? ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕ ਕੇ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ? Why are we doing the ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕ? What does that mean? ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕਣ ਦਾ ਸੰਕਲਪ ਕੀ ਹੈ? What are we bowing? ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਝੁਕਾ ਕੇ ਰਹੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਅੱਗੇ? ਆਪਣਾ ਸਿਰ ਝੁਕਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ. We put our forehead on where? Let's go through the process. You get down on your knees. What people get down on their knees? The ones who always beg for mercy. We ask our Guruji to have mercy on us. For what? Then we put our forehead to the floor in front of the Guru. What does that signify? ਗੋਡਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਉਹੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਿਮਰਤਾ ਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਦੀ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਚ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੇ ਤੇ ਦਇਆ ਕਰੋ। ਸਿਰ ਮੱਥਾ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਥੱਲੇ ਲਾਤਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ। What does that signify? The Guruji, in this head I have my mind, I have my own thoughts. I'm going to leave it right in front of you. Then please give me something in return. And what is that in return that you want? Honey? Honey? Not all the time toys. Because what? Our grandparents come and do the same thing. Are they looking for toys too? How many of you got your parents coming for toys? Because if they are, we got bigger issues. Honey?
Blessings.
But what is that blessing? We always use the word pray and blessing. What is that blessing? Honey? Honey? A long life. When Guru Har Krishna Dev Ji left this world when he was under 10 years old. He didn't ask for a longer life. Guru Arjan Dev Ji took Shahidi. He was very old. Guru Gobind Singh Ji left this world. He was barely 42 years old. SABHA took Shahidi. They were very young. They didn't ask for a longer life. So what are we asking for? Shahidan ne kadiyan umran nahi mangiyan giyan. Shahidan ne hamesha Guru ki kitab mangi. When we put our forehead in front of the Guru on the floor, we tell the Guru that in this skull of mine there's a brain, and that brain has its own thoughts. And whatever I think may not be right, so I leave all my thoughts. Malik ji, मैं अपनी सारी सोच ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਚੱਲਿਆ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ? ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਾਂ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਜਾਣੀਆਂ, what else you need? Guru ji, give me your guidance. Teach me good things. Isn't that what makes us sick? Daya. Jhoot nahi bolna. Be kind. Be nice. Be peaceful. Isn't that what we say? That's why we do Matha Teka. The reason I bring this subject here, because a lot of parents sometimes are unable to explain that to their kids. ਮਾਪਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵੀ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦਾ ਰੀਇਨਫੋਰਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕੇ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਦਰ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਾਪੇ ਵੀ ਮੱਥੇ ਝੁਕਾਉਂਦੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਉਹ ਬੱਚੇ ਨਾ ਝੁਕਾਉਣ। ਇੱਥੇ ਦੋਵਾਂ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਮੱਤ ਕਦੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੈ। We only ask intelligence or guidance from the Guru. ਤੇ ਜੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਪੇ ਸਿਖਾਉਣਗੇ, ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਦੱਸਣ ਨਾਲੋਂ 10 ਗੁਣਾ ਵਧੀਆ। ਕਿ ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕਣ ਦਾ ਸੰਕਲਪ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੋਈ ਸੋਚ ਕੰਮ ਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦਰ ਤੇ ਆਇਆ। ਮੇਰੀਆਂ ਸੋਚਾਂ, ਮੇਰਾ ਮਨ, ਮੇਰੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਰੱਖ ਚੱਲੇ ਆ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੁਰਮਤਿ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ। ਆ ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕਣਾ ਬੜਾ ਸਧਾਰਨ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੀ ਐਕਸਪਲੇਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਕਿ The reason I brought it up with you, this is a question that comes from some of the schools that you guys bow to a book. That's the wording that they use. They call it a book. They don't understand this is a guru. And they say, why do you bow to a book? This is just not any book. This is Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Guru means teacher. Teacher gives you knowledge. We're here to seek his knowledge, and that Guru Granth Sahib Ji has knowledge, has answers about every single thing that you need in your life. Guruji will tell you not to smoke, not to drink, not to hit people, not to swear, not to yell, not to steal, not to lie. Do we still do those things? How many kids have parents or grandparents that actually still drink? Are they really listening to the Guruji? They aren't. Are you going to go home and tell them? How many of you promise to go and at least try? And don't be afraid, you have the right to tell them. Smoking, drinking, drugs, they're all bad. Doesn't matter if you look like the way I do, and if there's anything bad in it, in the mind, in the actions, even then, I won't be as sick. So we need to keep that in mind. But I want to get your questions, as many as we can, whatever you got in your mind, whatever the questions that you face in school. How many of you can actually tell me why do we have case? Honey? Honey? We're going to talk about this. This is a question that was put into one of the major educational institutions. So they अपने शहर च भी आके गए ने उन्होंने भी पूछा सी किसी गोरे ने पूछा सी तुसी केस क्यों नहीं कटदे and he turned around उन्होंने कहते तुसी क्यों कटदे हो and they both went quiet and nobody answered anybody's questions. Are you going to answer that question to your friends? Why do you cut your hair? Or are you going to give them an explanation? Honey?
If someone asks me like, why do you cut your hair? So I'll probably tell them like, God gave us something, so why should we just cut it?
But God's given us nails. Why do we cut them? केस नहीं कटने ना पड़ लेने हैं honey oh yeah I'm going to give you this is consider your homework. Can somebody tell tomorrow and we're going to discuss कि केस क्यों जरूरी है सिख क्लास से क्योंकि बच्चियों को क्लासां दे विच पूछा गया somebody says well I have a judo because this is going to protect me from rocks. Is that true? How many rocks are falling right now? None. So we're going to discuss this issue, why our case so important, what makes it necessary that Sikh should never cut his or her hair. केसां दी केड़ी महत्ता है केसां दा सिक्खी नाल की संबंध है केसां दी क्यों लोड़ है ताकि तुसीं अपने फ्रेंड्स नूं यूनिवर्सिटी स्कूलां दे विच जूनियर ते हाई स्कूलां दे विच तुसीं हुण दसोगे ना they will respect you more if you had the answers. And if they turned around and looked at you and you just went quiet, what do you think that projects about your religion? That you don't know enough? That you're doing it because would you keep on doing things that you don't understand? We need to tackle this question here tomorrow. We're going to come to the here. Case, kyun jaruri ne, sikhi da te kesan da ki saband hai. We're going to do that question tomorrow. So now again, right after this, I think Paisal is going to shut. David, yeah. And And when we go to our classes, please be very respectful. Just stay exactly where you were yesterday. Jitthe jitthe kal si, utthe hi hun ikkathe ho ke. Then if there are additional rooms, your teachers will take you to the new classrooms if there are any open ones. Hani?
ਕੱਲ ਜਦੋਂ ਬੱਚੇ ਆਣ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਲਾਸ 'ਚ ਬੈਠਣ
Hani? ਜਦੋਂ ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਆਉਣਾ ਹੈ, this is my request to you. It saves us time, so we can continue sitting wherever we're sitting today. Just make up those lines according to your classes. Just don't forget. Classes ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ teachers ਨੂੰ, and then ਕੱਲ ਕੁਝ parents ਸੀਗੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਭ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਬੱਚੇ ਬਾਹਰ classes ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੇਡ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ. They were worried. So if your parents are coming over to pick you up, just be ready for them, please. Otherwise they get worried that they probably lost you or maybe somebody took you. And we don't want to have that sort of happen to us. Okay? So we're going to end this class, at least this session, with the Fateh. And you guys are going to start it at the count of 3. 3, 2, 1.